Mathurin get the win. And the Swell changing the game. What a stop for the Clippers. Steve Ballmer, you've done it again. The Wall maybe wins it for the Clippers. 115 to 114. 38 for Benedict Mathurin, 23 from Kawhi Leonard, 34 straight games of 20 or more. Season high 22 from Derrick Jones Jr. And for the first time since December 1st of 2024, the Clippers get a regular season win against the Denver Nuggets. Wow, what a game here at Intuit Dome. For our engineer, big brother Jake Warner, our statistician Joey Kimball, and Adam Oslin, who will take you the rest of the way. Daniel West, our producer. The Swell with a stop, and the Clippers get a win, 115 to 114. Coming up next, post-game, don't go anywhere on the Clippers Audio Network.
Wow. Bro, you got a foul there. Wrap him up like this with 5 seconds left. Are you kidding me? I can't stand that.
That was crazy.
Thank goodness. Let's go. Let's go. I would have been hot if they lost this game, not intentionally fouling late, Clipper Nation. All right. That's a pet peeve of mine. I ain't letting a team like Denver get a shot off. Credit the Wall. I said it pregame. I may have to pull the clip. I said, you know, Denver shooting against the Wall. This is interesting. It came down to the Wall. You guys did it. I'm crediting the Wall all the way. You got that miss on Jamal Murray. What a game. Put it up. Ben is right. The Wall is goated. Let's go.
What a win for the Wall.
How about Benedict Mathurin? If you didn't know why I was so excited about him before, he just tied his season high, career high, I should say, Carlo?
Career high.
With 2 clutch free throws. Clippers are 8-0 in the clutch since January 5th. They have not lost in the clutch since January 5th.
Started 2-10. Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
What a victory.
Big time, baby.
On the front end of a back-to-back. Kawhi winning the non-Kawhi minutes. Kawhi was a -9 in a game. They won by 1. They went +10 in the, 15 minutes and 8 seconds that Kawhi was out of the game. They went +10. That's the game. And just like that, Steve Ballmer's beautiful creation here at the Intuit Dome gives the Clippers the win as Jamal Murray misses the free throw to tie it with 0.9 seconds left. Clippers 115, Denver 114. Welcome into your postgame show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, second half highlights, your postgame box score, and more as the Clippers get the first game out of the All-Star break on the front end of a back-to-back. Let's get back to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, where do you want to start in this fourth quarter where the Clippers came up clutch time and time again and were able to outduel Nikola Jokic, which does not happen very often, with just an all-around team effort and, Benedict Mathurin kind of career high?
There's so much good in this game, and so much good had to come for the Clippers to get this win against the third best team, maybe the second best team in the Western Conference. This was super impressive by this Clipper team. I want to start with the Wall, though. 4 fourth quarter missed free throws by the Wall. What a win for the Wall. If this doesn't prove the Wall works, I don't know what does. And if this doesn't, I don't think a team's going to shoot against the Wall in the second half. The rest of the season, Adam, it really cost Denver the game. What a stop by the wall, the sixth man with a big-time stop. Derrick Jones Jr., 13 in the fourth quarter. I mean, he was unbelievable for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was great down the stretch, got it done on offense. I mean, his numbers aren't going to pop, but the attention and the gravity that he draws opens things up for everybody else. But wow, what a debut at Intuit Dome for Benedict Mathurin. Ties a career high, 38 points in this game. Just so impressive for the Clippers.
And really, it started in the first quarter. The Clippers are down 9 early on. We were talking about it during the break. Maybe they get Benedict Mathurin into the ball game. He has an instant impact, and all of a sudden they go from being down 9 in the first to winning the first quarter by a point. They win the game by a point.
I mean, it was really impressive to see him get going. I thought he set the tone on offense early in this game, made tough shots, got downhill. He adds a dimension. Adam, the Clippers have had guys who Ty Lue likes to call who can leak out and get buckets on touchdowns. They haven't had a point guard who can run the floor like Benedict Mathurin can. I mean, he gets the ball, he puts the pedal to the ground, he flies up and down the hardwood, and that opens things up for the Clippers. Super impressive by him for what he was able to do today, get downhill and put a ton of pressure at the rim, get to the free throw line in this game. I mean, what did he finish with? 13 free throw attempts, 12 makes in this game. Huge for the Clippers in this one. And how about the defensive job they did on Nikola Jokic today? He got his in the fourth, but man, to hold him to 22 points is unbelievable.
And the Brookie Monster got the stop when they needed it most.
Yeah.
With it was full board. That's about as classic of a move as you could expect. Just the stereotypical get it to Jokic and get out the way. He drives left and gets stonewalled at the rim by Brook Lopez in the biggest moment. This Clippers team also, I got to give kudos to the backups. The way they were able to hold things down with Kawhi Leonard off the floor. They went plus 10 in the 15 minutes with Kawhi off the floor.
Yeah.
To me, that's you just have no chance in this ball game without winning those non-Kawhi minutes, including in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought the Clippers, their offensive flow, their defensive aggressiveness, their rebounding, all those things were excellent, even when Kawhi was off the floor. So it was impressive to see them be so good in those areas, especially because, as we've talked about, Adam, in Houston, it kind of felt like, all right, you're waiting for Darius Garland to get back because in the non-Kawhi minutes, there wasn't much flow. Well, this time it was get Benedict Mathurin the ball, get out the way. That was the offense, and it worked for the Clippers. And, you know, this is just you mentioned it, but on the front end of a back-to-back, this is a huge win because Denver's going to take that 2-hour flight to Portland. They're going to get there at 3 a.m. That's going to feel like a must-win. Obviously, the Clippers are going to want to win tomorrow, but when you win the front end, you relieve all that pressure. You can play freer, and the Clippers kept the minutes pretty light today. I mean, 32 for Kawhi Leonard, 31 for John Collins. Those the only guys who played more than 31 minutes in this game, plus Benedict Mathurin, 33 off the bench. But I thought for the most part, Adam, Ty Lue did a good job. I can't believe they shot 24% from three and won this game. I mean, that's incredible. Because when you look at the trends, as our statistician Joey Kimball often reminds us, Clippers usually have to outshoot their opponent from three to win games. They didn't do that today. They still won tonight.
Clippers 115, Denver 114. A missed free throw going up against the wall. Jamal Murray not worthy this time to get that shot to go. And the Clippers win by 1 here at Intuit Dome, fresh out of the All-Star break. This Clippers team is a game below 500 with a chance to get back to 500 if they can win tomorrow against the Lakers. Tip-off is at 7. We'll have your pregame show starting at 6. That game will be at Crypto.com Arena, the Clippers' old stomping grounds, where they did win the all-time head-to-head series in that building against the Lakers. But they need to get this victory tomorrow night. Carlo Jimenez, great call by you. That was a fun one. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Adam, you got another one tomorrow? Let's go!
Coming up next, second half highlights after the Clippers win in dramatic fashion, 115-114, thanks to 38. He ties his career high. That would be Benedict Mathurin off the bench, 38 and 34 minutes. Clippers by 1 over the Denver Nuggets here at Intuit Dome. And you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Let's go, Clipper Nation.
Thanks, Daniel. Talk to you tomorrow.
That was a great victory. Benedict Mathurin, 7th player in franchise history to score at least 38 off of the bench. Bob McAdoo did it. Lou Williams did it 5 times. The Clippers are 8-0 in the clutch since January 5th. Nobody's been better. I put that tweet out, and I was waiting for people to go, oh, you jinxed it, when you said it was 7-0. I still put the tweet out. Got to get the information out there, and they came through. But Clipper Nation, the Wall wins it. That's the game. 4 missed free throws, as Carlos said, by the Denver Nuggets in the fourth quarter going against the Wall. We identified it early on. They were shooting on the opposite basket that you usually see pregame, which means they'd be going up against the Wall in the second half, and the Wall made them pay. Unbelievable. And it's not like they didn't get Denver's best shot with some amazing clutch plays late. Jamal Murray with that huge throwdown dunk, then drawing the foul on that three-pointer. Yes, I lose my mind when teams don't foul up by 3 late. But you know what? All's well that ends well. Clippers by 1, 115-114 over the Denver Nuggets. What are we going with here in the second half? Kawhi third, DJ, and then the missed foul. Kawhi third, DJ fourth, then the missed foul. I liked Giannis' play too. I liked his edge. I liked the dog in him. He learned well from Chris Dunn as they got into that little kerfluffle. Oh my goodness.
I just like to say,
You staying on?
No, I just have I thank Benedict Mathurin for my player to watch stats.
All right.
It's been real.
That did happen pregame. It's documented. Clippers win 115-114 over the Denver Nuggets. No OT for Denver as Jamal Murray missed a free throw with 0.9 seconds left after he was fouled on a three-pointer. The Clippers go on to win. They're now 27-28 on the season with a game still in LA tomorrow, but at Crypto.com against the Lakers. Let's talk second half action in this one. Clippers down by 7. End of the first half. It was 52-45. Kawhi Leonard came out firing to start the third. Kawhi Leonard with 10 points in that third quarter. But when he went off the floor at the 3:09 mark, the Clippers ended up going +6 without him, eventually taking a 1-point lead heading into the fourth at 78-77. Then in the fourth quarter, Derrick Jones Jr. stepping up big time. Derrick Jones Jr. with 13 of his 22 points in the fourth quarter, but it still came down to this, as Jamal Murray was able to draw a foul on him on the left wing with 0.9 seconds remaining. Hit the first 2 free throws. Here was the third. Was there enough drama here over the weekend? A couple of good all-star games, and then this. 115-114. Intuit Dome back in regular season action for your LA Clippers, and they come through with a 1-point win over the Denver Nuggets as Jamal Murray missed the free throw with 0.9 seconds left. Clippers improved to 27-28. They are 4-1 since the trade deadline. and they don't even have Darius Garland yet. Quick timeout. I'm Adam Osland. You're listening to your Clippers post-game locker room show right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Ready, set.
Let's go, Clipper Nation. Let's go. Let's go. Big time victory here at Intuit Dome. That was fun. I thought the entire time, because it's Denver, you're just like, they're going to find a way. And when Jamal Murray gets fouled like that, you just think it's inevitable. It's Denver. They've owned LA, not just the Clippers. Talk to Laker fans about Jamal Murray. Hopefully we'll be talking reckless to Laker fans tomorrow night. Not that reckless. Benedict Mathurin. Did I tell you? Did I tell you how excited I was about him? I've been high on him for a while. I pulled a receipt that I posted back in December talking about if they could get Benedict Mathurin somehow. 38. Ties his career high in his first home game as a Clipper. Unbelievable. Lakers going to be tough tomorrow with tired legs. They have the rest advantage. But Kawhi only had to play 33 minutes. They managed him just right. And this Clippers team goes plus 10 in the 15 minutes and 8 seconds Kawhi was off the floor. What a performance. Proud of this squad. Proud of this squad. Benedict Mathurin. The math was mathing. He's a bucket. I'm telling you. They haven't had a guy like this that can just go get his with ease, with just smooth athleticism out there. Just, ooh, it's fun to watch. Clippers win. Final score 115-114 over the Denver Nuggets here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back, Clipper Nation. Welcome back to regular season basketball with just 27 games remaining. As now the Clippers are 27-28 on the season after Jamal Murray missed a free throw late with 0.9 seconds left that would have tied the game, likely sent it into overtime. Not to be, the Wall did their job. They got 4 misses. 4 by the Denver Nuggets in the fourth quarter. They didn't get Chick-fil-A, but they got a Clippers victory at least. Huge performances all around. Clippers ended up shooting 47% from the field. They got hot in the second half because they were at 40% in the first half. Still just 8 of 33 from distance, while the Denver Nuggets were 13 of 40. You don't win many games with a disparity like that. So were the differences here. Well, the Clippers 25 of 30 at the charity stripe. Denver 23 of 31 at the free throw line. Clippers with 14 turnovers. Denver with 17. Clippers points in the paint 58. Denver 50. Not easy to win points in the paint against a Nikola Jokic team. Fast break points. Denver did get them there 22-16. But Benedict Mathurin with 38 off the bench. Remember, in the first half, Bruce Brown couldn't miss. Benedict had 18 in the first half. Bruce Brown had 17. Bruce Brown finished with 19. Benedict Mathurin did not stop. He kept cooking and hit 2 clutch free throws late, again, just like he did in Houston on Wednesday to help secure this victory. He ties his career high in his first game at home as a member of the Clippers. Seems to bode well. 12 of 13 from the charity stripe overall. I mentioned the 13 points on 12 of 22 shooting, 2 of 6 from distance. 3 steals as well. Kawhi Leonard led the starters with 23 points. Wasn't his best, but had some big buckets still, especially in that third quarter where the Clippers needed him, where he had 10 of his 23. And then Derrick Jones Jr. with the starters had 22, 13 of which he had in the fourth quarter. 13 points in a game is solid from DJ. 13 in the fourth quarter, clutch buckets, a huge three-pointer, an and one, big free throws. Derrick Jones Jr. goes 6 of 7. Clippers win at the charity stripe. Clippers win 115-114. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until tomorrow, where the Clippers take on the Lakers at Crypto. Tip-off at 7, pregame show back here at 6 in LA. Don't go anywhere. We got Clippers talk next. Daniel, what time are we going till? All right. Proud of this squad. There were some underrated plays in this one, Clipper Nation, where John Collins chased down block. Some tough defense from him, some tough boards. The whistle was wonky for both teams, but the Clippers, they took advantage at the charity stripe a few more times than Denver did, especially in the fourth. Benedict Mathurin. You saw what Benedict was made of and what Yannick was made of when they went up against Jonas Valanciunas with all that pushing and shoving. I think third quarter. You knew Chris Dunn was going to get in there and mix it up. But Yannick was not having it with Jonas Valanciunas, notorious Clippers killer, who luckily was only 2 of 3 with 6 points. He did get Yannick a couple times, a big dunk, a pump fake for a floater on him. That's all right. I was happy with what I saw from Yannick. This team has too much heart, too much grit. They're 4-1 post trade deadline. This roster makeover, I like the moves. They don't even have Darius Garland yet. That's what's wild about this. Yeah, I get it, being scared of the Denver Nuggets with what they've been able to do. That foul on Jamal Murray, I just thought, oh, we're going to overtime. They're going to find a way to pull this out. You never feel safe. You're never out of the woods against Denver. Unless you got the wall. Getting that Jamal Murray missed free throw. Awesome environment. Great victory. Perfect win out of the All-Star break. Awesome to see. This team has not quit. Since going 6-21, they're 21-7. Not too bad.
Clean snow. Now your host for Clippers Talk. It's Adam Osley.
The Clippers improved to 8-0 in the clutch. Last 5 minutes of a game within 5 points since January 5th, but they do it now tonight against the Denver Nuggets as they win 115-114, where Jamal Murray missed a free throw late. That would have tied it. Going against the wall, Clipper Nation, congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. You earned this one. You're a big part of this victory. It doesn't happen without you in the home court advantage that Steve Ballmer created here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Talk. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. I just got a text from Ralph Lawler. This made my night. He gave Carlo and I props on the call at the end. Now I'm feeling good. Let's go. I had to read that one on the air. I hope Ralph is listening on the YouTube side. You know what? I think Lawler's Law might have been broken. Did Denver get to it tonight? Was it 197? Mike Noto just confirmed it. It's a rarity. We love you, Ralph. Clippers win tonight as Jamal Murray had a chance to tie this one. And I got to say, I was pulling my hair out, wondering, are the Clippers going to intentionally foul? You're up by 3. There's 9 seconds left. Once it gets to 5 seconds, I'm saying intentionally foul. They don't have a timeout left. You're up by 3. Put them at the charity stripe. Who cares? Even though they're going to foul you, you're going to have to make a couple on the other end. They don't have a timeout left. I would have played the foul game. The Clippers didn't. Almost paid for it, but the wall came through. The Wall had everybody's back out there, and I have to say that's one of the best wins of the season, and I've said that 3 times the last week and a half to 2 weeks. First, it was the Minnesota domination win with Kawhi getting 41. Then the game right before the All-Star break with Kawhi coming through with 19 in the fourth quarter in the game winner. And now this team's on a magical run. This has been a lot of fun. I'm proud of this squad. Not giving up, not quitting, not giving in. It's not easy to do when you start 6-21. It's not easy to do when you trade 2 of your 3 best players. They're just finding ways to win. Early on in the season, they were finding ways to lose. They forgot how to win. Now they figured it out with new guys, including Benedict Mathurin with his 38 points. He was the difference. They're down by 9 early in the first quarter. Kawhi's coming out of the game. We know he's still on a minutes restriction. They're on the front end of a back-to-back. Kawhi's coming out of the game. How are they going to get back into this? They ended up finishing that first quarter, somehow going +8 without Kawhi, and they took a 1-point lead heading into the first. Kawhi's out. Jokic is on the court. And somehow they win the non-Kawhi but with Jokic out there minutes to end the first quarter. And instead of being down 9, they're up by 1 heading into the second. Now things flipped a little bit. Kawhi's back to start the second quarter. And they go -2 until with Jokic on the bench. So Denver was able to win those minutes to start the second with Jokic on the bench and Kawhi out there. But then at the end of the half, the Clippers went -3 without Kawhi with 2:47 left in the second quarter. And they're down by 7. And I thought, they haven't gotten Jokic's best punch. Look at him at the half. He had 4 points, 2 of 9 shooting. You just know it's his birthday. He's going to come alive at some point. You knew it was going to happen. It really didn't tonight. Not to the level of the greatest player in the world, at least, and the standard that he has set for himself. Jokic finished 9 of 22, 22 points. Yes, 12 came in the fourth quarter, but they survived it. It was too little, too late. And that stop by Brook Lopez on him, where he stood him up out of a timeout. Jokic going left, gets to his spot. And I think Lopez was credited with the block there. Great defense. But this Clippers team, with Benedict Mathurin and the rest of the guys being able to hold it down and go +10 in the 15 minutes without Kawhi Leonard out there on the court tonight, that's the difference. That's it. And, 38 from Benedict Mathurin. But he was a part of that. Part of the reason you go +10 without Kawhi out there is Benedict Mathurin in his first game ties his career high with 38 points. And he just showed off the ease and comfortability he has out there being a scoring machine at 23. He's a bucket. He's tough. And they're enabling and emboldening him to be himself. Coach Lou's talked about it pregame. So he's got to be himself. We will, pull in on the reins a little bit. We will find ways to trim some of the fat in his game. But first, we want to see everything. And that's not an easy transition to go into a situation like Benedict Mathurin has, where he's a restricted free agent this upcoming summer. The Clippers obviously can match any offer and hold on to him, but it could be $25 million a year. We don't know. So there's a lot of pressure on him, and there's this trial run. Does he fit this team? He fit well tonight. They have no chance without him. It was beautiful to see. And a lot of the knock on Benedict Mathurin, if you're wondering, was, well, can you do anything but score? All Chris Carter does is catch touchdowns. No. There's more to the game. He's capable of playing defense. We've seen it through 3 games as a Clipper. He's capable of being a connector out there, making the right basketball play, making his teammates better around him. And I always felt like just watching him with the Pacers, not even before last year's run to the finals, where he had multiple games against OKC of 20+. It wasn't just, was it game 3 or game 4 where he had the 27-point outing? He had over 20 points in game 7. Halliburton goes down, and Benedict steps up. We knew about the confidence when he made that comment about LeBron James. He's going to have to prove he's better than me after he came out of the draft out of Arizona. He's built different. And tonight he showed up in his first game in front of Clipper Nation here at Intuit Dome, and the wall reciprocated. They did their part. The Clippers did their part. Clipper Nation did theirs. And that's how you end up with just a thrilling 115-114 victory over a team they've had so much trouble with over the years in the Denver Nuggets, including losing in 7 games last year in a first-round series. Before we break here, we will get to Jamil in Pasadena. Jamil, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Mazel. What's up? Jamil, not there. I guess I'm just on the YouTube side right now. So I can keep talking with you guys. I guess somehow we went off the air. If you're watching on the YouTube side, and plenty of you are, we have lost our connection with AM 570 LA Sports. Look, I thought this game
for just $30 a line. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 5.
We only got 17 more minutes here, Clipper Nation, and I guess we were having trouble with AM 570. But I thought this game really turned. Oh, we're back? Yeah. And we're back after the Clippers win 115-114. Welcome back into Clippers Talk. Clippers by 1 over the Denver Nuggets. I'm Adam Moslin. This is your post-game show, 866-987-2570. I thought maybe the most important stretch of the game once again happened when Kawhi Leonard was on the bench. And this isn't to say, that crazy talk of, well, maybe they're better without Kawhi. Okay, that's not it. What I'm doing is praising the effort when Kawhi was on the bench. The Clippers won those minutes by 10, those 15 minutes without Kawhi. And part of it happened at the end of the third quarter. Kawhi goes to the bench at the 3:09 mark. They're down 74-69. Mathurin, steal and dunk after Giannis gets a layup. Now the Clippers are on a 7-0 run. Denver calls a timeout. So you switch things up that quickly where you get momentum back in your favor. And instead of trailing heading into the fourth quarter, just like we saw at the end of the first quarter, the Clippers were up heading into the fourth, 78-77. There was some symmetry or connections and foreshadowing from early on in this game that reoccurred later in the game. Just winning those non-Kawhi minutes while Jokic is still out there on the floor. Now, the Clippers didn't always take advantage when Jokic was off the floor and Kawhi was on, but they were good enough when they had to be. And I thought DJ was spectacular late with tough shots and having confidence in his three-point shot. That big three he hit late in the fourth quarter, he had Brook Lopez wide open in the corner, and he elected to take that shot himself. Lopez was 0 of 4 from 3. It made sense. It was the right call. Derrick Jones Jr., heroic fourth quarter from him as well. There's so many guys you could talk about in a 115-114 victory. But I got to talk about the wall. Clipper Nation came through late, getting the miss from Jamal Murray at the free throw line after he just made the first 2. What's crazy is with the muscle memory of a professional athlete like that, if he was going to miss one, I would think it would be the first. Now, you can say there was more pressure on the last one. That's to tie the game. Maybe that got to him, but it rarely ever does with Jamal Murray. But the wall helped win this game tonight. So give yourself a round of applause, Clipper Nation. Jamil in Pasadena. Jamil, what's up? You're on Clipper Stock with Adam Moslin.
Adam, man, welcome back to the Southern California, man. How was Northern California for you, champ?
It was good. Went back home for a little bit. How'd you feel about tonight's game, though, Jamil? It ain't about me. It's about Clipper Nation here in this big victory.
We don't worry about you, Adam. We care about you over here, but also I'm glad you get to see your family. It's a blessing, man. God bless you with the family. But make it real quick. It's great to see that they can win and pull wins out when we got, Kawhi's kind of like going through his little, laboring with that finger. And the bench minutes that we won with him off the floor was great. Great to see Benedict acclimating himself with the team, appreciating himself with the guys on the defensive end as well. And I also like to see the fact that, Tyronn Lue was actually trying to include Isaiah and Yannick and Brooke Lopez to see which one is the best fit. And he's trusting his team. So I like this win. Great win. We got to do it again tomorrow against the Fake Show, and hopefully we get back to 500 tomorrow on their court.
You got to get that quick shot in there against the Fake Show. Thank you, Jamil, one of our regulars.
Oh, my bad.
You're fine. Clippers win 115-114, front end of a back-to-back, first game out of the All-Star break. So Kawhi shows up before the All-Star break with the game winner in Houston, then has 31 in Game 3 of the All-Star weekend on Sunday, and then has 10 of his 23 in the third quarter, but he had help. Benedict Mathurin with 38. Derek Jones Jr. with 13 of his 22 in the fourth. That's what it's going to take because they loaded up, double team Kawhi. There was one time they quadruple teamed him or he kind of went into it on the baseline. Kawhi ended up with just 3 assists and 2 turnovers. The Clippers didn't shoot their best. They were 8 of 33 compared to Denver being 13 of 40. Doesn't matter. Grit, toughness prevail. They win here at Intuit Dome. Thanks to Clipper Nation and the wall late, getting that missed free throw from Jamal Murray. Quick timeout. We'll come back. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I got a text from Rob Law earlier. Feeling pretty good about myself. That was just so many big plays in the fourth quarter. I mean, Kawhi gets to 34 straight games of 20 or more. Kawhi even missed a couple of free throws after he got fouled on a 3 in the fourth, early in the fourth. That was wild to see. I almost thought, was he thrown off by not shooting on the other hoop? Because typically teams don't want to go against the wall. Usually the Clippers are shooting there. It wasn't perfect. It's not going to be. These are just those gritty type of victories you got to get right now. You're scrambling. I mean, Chris Dunn really struggled. Even though he had 8 assists, just 3 turnovers. Offensively, he was 1 of 4. He wasn't always looking for a shot. He looked gassed. Chris Dunn is having to do so much right now because they don't have a playmaker. They don't have Darius Garland. James Harden's in Cleveland. I thought John Collins, that chase down block he had in this game showed me a lot. I think our Christian Brown, he had some tough boards. He led them with 12. He's turned into just a scrappy guy. Like, they're all taking on this identity of being a Clipper. You got to fight. You got to compete. I know a lot of it sounds cliche, but if you don't know, that's how they came back after starting the season 6-21. They fought. Clippers win 115-114 as Jamal Murray misses a free throw late that would have tied it and likely sent it into overtime. I'm Adam Osland. Welcome back in. This is your Clippers postgame show. It's Clippers Talk. Mike in LA. Mike, what's up?
Hey, Adam, can you explain to me exactly why that was a foul on DJ at the end? I thought that was just good defense. I mean, he didn't jump into his face. He was standing there. He had his arms up. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Just say, okay, hey, Jamal Murray, go ahead and shoot the ball. Go ahead and take an open shot. We'll run away from you.
Got him with the body on a shooter. That's why. He got him.
Okay.
It was a little, like, on a three-pointer like that, I'd say that's, 90% of the time they're calling that. Like, I get it. My issue was, why are we letting them get up a three-pointer? Why not intentionally foul?
I agree with that.
That's how I would play things. Different coaches have different philosophies at different times. I've seen Coach Lou do it. They obviously didn't just have a timeout. Teams were both out of them, so it's not like the guys on the court had a reminder. So that might have been part of it too. But Yeah, it's a tough call because if you do try to foul, it has to come earlier, and you just have to wrap him up so he's not going up for a shot, and he gets three free throws. Easy for me to say, anyways. But Mike, I appreciate the phone call.
Well, all in all, great win. Great win, man.
Absolutely. Ryan in Burbank. Ryan, what's up? You're on Clipper Stock.
Adam, it's been a minute. It's been a Adam since we've got to talk. The last time I talked to you on the radio was after the Atlanta win. Do you remember that? It was after they won in Atlanta, and I told you, I said, is it possible, Adam, that this team can go on a run and potentially get around 43 to 46 wins? And you said, maybe it's possible. And look where we are, Adam. And look where we are. It's possible, right? It's possible.
Well, it's definitely mathematically possible. They're still 27 and 28. They got a lot of work to do, but they do have one of the more favorable schedules. Heading into this game, they just had the 28th toughest schedule left in the league. So a bottom three. So the schedule does line up. They got a ton of games in March. They got to get Darius Garland has got to come back at some point, hopefully early March, and that can get him that second boost. That to me is going to be the difference.
My thing, Adam, at the end of the day, though, is how can you not see the way this team is playing and not think they're going to get like 44 wins? I think that's completely in the realm of possibility at this point. Like, even with they do have some tough games remaining against the Spurs, OKC, and a couple other games that are going to be tough to win. But like you said, Adam, they have so many games in March against teams with losing records and who are actively probably going to be tanking that it's hard for me to not see this team at minimum in like the 7-8 game. I think they're going to be there. I'm not confident, Adam, Golden State is going to be there at the end. I mean, this Steph Curry news today was very cryptic. And if, again, like you said, we need Garland back. We need him to be back in March at some point within the first, hopefully, week of March. But I like the makeup of this team, Adam. I just think they're going to get there in that, at least in that 7-8 game.
The one thing I said after the win in Minnesota, I was convinced this team is dangerous. This team is a problem. Because they didn't even have Benedict playing yet. No Isaiah Jackson, who got into foul trouble early in this one. Obviously, no Darius Garland. But you could see then the win in Sacramento right after the trade deadline. Okay, it's Sacramento. It was still a close game. The win in Minnesota, where they dominated them and Kawhi had 41, another team they rarely beat, and a place they rarely win in. That told me all I needed to know about this crew. Then they split the series in Houston. They win game 2 dramatically. And now this. They're definitely dangerous. So I'll take a quick time out here. More of your phone calls, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. And yes, they can get in the 7-8 matchup. And my goal has been get in the 7-8, win that game. Now you're the 7th seed. You take your chances against San Antonio and Victor Wembanyama, I guess, in the first round. Rather see that than the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that's just a really bad matchup. Clippers win. Jamal Murray missed free throw late, 115-114. We'll wrap things up next here on Clipper Stock on AM 570 LA Sports. They're still playing hard defensively. They're not letting go of the rope. They don't know how to quit. They don't know. They refuse. They're 7 games back of the 6th seed. That's going to be really hard to get. 7 games with 27 games remaining. That's really tough. Hey, I'm fine with shooting for that goal. Kawhi Leonard said that's the goal. I'm just saying realistically, it's more likely you end up in the 7-8 playing. And if you get Phoenix in that, I'd be fine with that game. In Phoenix, whatever. I would not say they're contenders. Kawhi said they're not contenders. Lauren Frank said they're not contenders. I'm sorry, but last 50 years, there's one team that has won the championship that wasn't a top 3 seed. It's just what it is. All right, I'll go this call quickly here, and then we'll get out. They got to get Darius Garland back. Look, I know how the chat works. Today we're contenders. Tomorrow, if they lose to the Lakers, we're the worst team in the league. I know how the chat works. Let's just see what happens tomorrow. Lakers rest advantage. That's going to be a really tough game. Really tough game. The Lakers have been ramping up and waiting to have their big three available. They've only had Austin Reeves, LeBron, and Luka for 10 games this season. Clippers win 115-114 over the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray misses a free throw going against the wall late that would have tied it to send it into OT. The wall, the swell, Clipper Nation, you handled business. Beautiful victory by this Clippers team that is still missing their biggest trade acquisition in Darius Garland. But how about Benedict Mathurin? The 23-year-old, 38 points, ties a career high in his first game in front of Clipper Nation. Before we get out of here quickly, Clavon, you got 30 seconds. Clavon, take us out.
Put it up, Ben. Yo, put it up, Ben. Ben Mathurin. It fits. It really fits now. What's good with you, Adam? Yeah. Hey, we cutting them in half like a clipper cut through waves. We got a beautiful young lineup, and they getting Darius Garland. They getting them ready. That's all right. We keep them in the side, let them heal up, because guess what? This is the beginning of a dynasty. Woo! Clipper Nation, we finally got a son. We got a nice little lineup. Put it up, Ben. Keep putting it up, because that's the Ben that it was really meant for. All right? Much love to Ben Simmons, but it's Ben Mathurin time, baby. Hey, Big Ben, Uncle Ben. We got Uncle Ben in the house, and he's cooking. Let him cook, dog. I appreciate you, Adam. Clipper Nation, let's get it.
All right,
let's cut them in half.
The right phrase, put it up, Ben. Now we found the right player for it. Benedict Mathurin, 38 points off the bench. Clippers win 115-114 over the Denver Nuggets. Outside of Los Angeles, leaving you until tomorrow. Pregame at 6. Clippers taking on the Lakers or crypto. Do want to thank the Clippers organization. Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call, Daniel West back in Burbank. Our head engineer here at Intuit Dome, Big Brother Jake Warner. The callers, the listeners, the chatters, talk to you tomorrow at 6.
Clippers talk is over.
But it's going on your
Let's go.